Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, we discuss how to wear men's boots and what styles to buy. In another video, we discussed the first two men's boots everyone should buy, but today we're gonna dig deeper and figure out who boots are for, who they're not for, and what you should look for. Fortunately, there's not one boot that works for everybody because we all have different needs and preferences. First up, let's talk about the Chukka Boot or desert boot. It got its name from the polo field where one time slot is called Chukka or chucker. So, who's the Chukka Boot for? Ideally, it's a great boot for students because it pairs with a lot of outfits, so if you don't have much money, you can invest in one pair of boots and it works with a lot of combinations. It's also a fantastic boot for men who like to wear denim or jeans because it pairs really well. You can pinroll your jeans, and to learn how to do that, please watch this video. It's a boot that pairs well with corduroys when it's cold outside during fall winter, or with khakis when it's warmer outside. It's also great for men who like a soft boot because the leather is usually unlined and extremely comfortable. Since these boots are much shorter than others, you can see your socks, and it pays to have some interesting combinations to just upgrade your outfit, especially when you pinroll jeans. For a selection of socks that look fantastic with Chukka boots, please click here. Overall, it's a boot that can be dressed down with all kinds of casual wear, and even with a not so formal suit or combination, it looks stunning. So what color should you go for? If it's your very first boot, I suggest to go with a dark brown, a chocolate brown, or a mid brown because it's most versatile. If you already have boots in those colors in your closet, I suggest to go with something lighter, such as sand, because it underlines the casual character of the boot and it just gives you more versatility. Who is this boot not for? If you wear a lot of suits, it's not the boot for you because it's better suited to casual outfits. Also, if you like formal wear, be it a stroller suit, morning wear, tuxedos, not the right boot for you. It's not great for the colder times of the year because it's unlined and it doesn't insulate very well. To learn more about Chukka boots, please check out our full-fledged guide here to get tips about what to buy, the history, and anything else you want to know about this wonderful boot. Next up are Jodhpur boots. Personally, I like them a lot because they have a very clean, elegant silhouette, yet they have some history. The characteristic of Jodhpurs is the buckle, and it goes around, and there are lots of variations of it. Originally, it comes from horseback riding and has an Indian heritage, just like many other menswear garments and boots or shoes. And to learn more about that, please check out our full-fledged guide here. So, who is the Jodhpur boot for? I think it works really well with casual suits, flannel suits, and sport coat combinations. You can also pair it with a leather jacket or jeans or chinos. Because there's no broguing and it's a flat boot, you can also pair them with a regular suit. It's great for men who like clean, classic, and elegant lines and who don't just want to buy a boot anybody else has. So what color should you go for with a Jodhpur boot? Ideally a mid-brown or something lighter, maybe tan, works best and is most versatile. So who is this boot not for? If you're in a hurry and you don't have the time to buckle the boot every time and take it off, it's not a boot you should go for. Otherwise, it's a great boot to have in your collection. Next up are Chelsea boots. Chelsea boots have become a timeless classic because they have that insert and it's easily recognizable, especially if you have a colored insert just like here. You guessed it, if you want to learn more about this boot, please check out our full-fledged guide here. So who are the Chelsea boots for? They're perfect for men who look for a convenience, easy slip-on version of a boot. Even though they're quick to put on, they're super elegant and classy and don't look sloppy at all. They're also great for eccentrics because you can add green, red, or blue inserts that really give you a personal note. They're also great for men who want their very first boot that is quite versatile, that can be worn with suits or casually, and you can adapt it to your needs based on if you have a cap toe or not, or if you're broguing or not, and so you can find exactly what you need. In what color and what style should you get a Chelsea boot? Well, that depends a little bit on what you already have. If it's your very first boot, I suggest you go with something darker, maybe dark brown or chocolate brown, and you can have some broguing, like a medallion with a cap toe is good because it's not too casual and not too formal, but can be paired with a lot of things. If you like to wear a lot of suits and you wear in the evening, you may even consider a black Chelsea boot. If you already have a few boots in your closet, you can consider getting a little more out there and having maybe a suede Chelsea boot in brown, tan, burgundy, or even blue. So who are the Chelsea boots not for? Actually, I believe every man should have at least one Chelsea boot in their wardrobe because they are so timeless, versatile, and easy to use. Next up is the Balmoral Boot. It's a classic dress boot that works well with formal outfits, and of course we have an in-depth guide here. So who is the Balmoral Boot for? It's basically the choice of elegant gentlemen who want something like an Oxford shoe as a boot version. It's a fantastic boot if you have lots of formal outfits in charcoal, navy, and gray. It's also fantastic with three-piece suits, or you can wear it with a morning coat or with a stroller suit. And I've even seen people who've worn it with black tie. If you live in a moderate climate, it's a perfect boot for winter because it's warm enough and always very elegant. So what color should you go with? I suggest you start with black and maybe have a black suede insert. If you're more advanced, you can have a contrasting insert in beige or buff or off-white. And if you have that, you can move on to something in brown, burgundy, or other colors. It's a great alternative for a button boot, especially if you're not quite sure about the whole buttoning process and it's a little more subdued. So who is it not for? It's not for people who like country outfits, who like to wear a lot of tweed, who prefer chinos and browns and tans and corduroys, because it's just too formal for those kind of outfits. Luckily, there are lots of other options. Next up, let's talk about men's winter boots. If you live in a climate where it gets close to freezing outside, you need winter boots. They may just look like regular boots, but they have a wonderful fur lining. With fur, I usually mean sheepskin or lambskin. It's quite plush and insulating and cozy warm, especially if you're outside a lot when it gets cold. Of course, there are lots of ugly boots in polyester that are waterproof and warm, but as an elegant gentleman who wears a suit, those kind of boots would ruin your entire outfit. For added traction, those boots should always have a rubber sole. Obviously, they come in different styles. If you're more of a casual guy, get them in tan. If you're more into suits, you should go with this version. It's kind of a Balmoral. It's just like an Oxford, but with the fur lining that keeps you warm. Who is it for? It's for every man who likes warm feet and doesn't want to sacrifice style. So who is it not for? Winter boots are a high budget item and they're much harder to find. So if you live in warmer climates or you're never outside for longer than 5 minutes, you can skip them. Otherwise, I strongly suggest you invest in one of them. To learn what boots we recommend specifically, please check out our in-depth guide here, as well as the other guides mentioned before. No matter what boots you buy, one item you should invest in is a shoe horn. The one you can see here is an actual real buffalo horn and it is long, and for boots it's more important than for shoes because it's much taller. So if you go in without a shoe horn, you'll damage the shoe and it'll wear out much more quickly. That being said, most boots will only come with black or brown shoelaces. While that works, it doesn't give you much versatility. That's why we offer more than a dozen different boot laces in different colors, because with the investment of a few bucks, you can change the entire look of your shoe and your outfit. This comes in particularly handy when you're just starting out and you have enough money for one boot. If you invest in 5 or 6 different pair of laces, it creates a different look and people may think you have a different boot, even though it's the same, just with different shoelaces. You can get our boot laces here and our shoe horns here. We offer them in 3 sizes. Long like this one, medium when you like to sit, and travel sized. Now, these are just 5 basic men's boots that I think should be the first 5 every man should invest in. Once you have those, there are a lot more boots out there, including button boots, work boots, red wing boots, and so forth, and we'll cover all of those in another video, so stay tuned. To get that next boot video right here in box, please sign up to our free newsletter here.